Let's go to NFL fan. Appreciate the super chat. Should the Seahawks draft a quarterback at 9 or tank for Young/Stroud? So, I'm actually not a fan of tanking because so much stuff can happen in the NFL, right? There's injuries can happen, players can succeed, guys can look bad. I mean, look at the Miami Dolphins. Remember tank for Tua? I mean, imagine taking for Tua and now you have the quarterback like Tua Tagovailoa. You're going to really kick yourself in the you-know-what for that. So do I think that Seattle should tank? If their idea is to tank, then sure, you can trade away some of your draft pieces, go ahead and take on some of these other guys. But if your plan is the tank, then absolutely do not take a quarterback at 9 because the last thing you want is getting a young quarterback, putting him on a bad team. I mean, look at Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. Those guys are talented. They were just put in bad situations, and now you might have broke them. So if I was Seattle personally, I would say tank because you got a lot of salary cap. Save up that money, save up some of those draft picks, and then get ready for next season. Here's a question, though, because I know a lot of people have been linking Deshaun Watson to Seattle. If you could make a deal to go get Deshaun Watson, then you're not tanking anymore. But when the quarterback situation that you're in is for Drew Lock, if that's your answer, then sure, go ahead and tank for a different quarterback in a different season, but don't tank on purpose, if that makes any sense. Y for yes and for no. Will Deshaun Watson play this season? Let me know down in the comments. You're watching NFL Daily, and it is mailbag time. Remember, we go live on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. So if you want to get those questions on the show, go ahead and submit them. This first one's coming in from Beach303. What would it take for Kansas City to get DK Metcalf? Personally, if I was Seattle and I'm going to move on from DK, I'd want a first-round pick. The fact that Kansas City obviously has a later first-round pick, I would say a first, and then maybe if you want to go ahead and throw in like a 7th, a 6th-round type of deal to go ahead and make that happen. I'm telling you right now, if Kansas City has Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, DK Metcalf, good luck. Patrick Mahomes is going to be one of the toughest dudes to stop. That's a fact. Drew Lock, Geno Smith, or go get somebody. If you're talking about Seattle, if that's your options, yeah, that's just not a good option, dude. Like, I mean, you just got to face the fact. Drew Lock is, I don't even know if Drew Lock's a top 32 quarterback in the NFL. Geno Smith definitely isn't a top 32 quarterback in the league. And you're in a division where you're competing up against Kyler Murray, Matthew Stafford, the San Francisco 49ers. Like, if that's your options, you're going to win 4 or 5 games. And that should never be your goal for an NFL team. Let's go to Coach Carroll. The Hawks have Drew Lock, but say they could trade for Daniel Jones. Should Seattle do this? No. There's not an NFL team out there that should trade for Daniel Jones. Why? The New York Giants, I think way too highly of him already. If I was the Giants, I would look to go out and get another quarterback in free agency like Mitch Trubisky or Daniel Jones. I'll take Mitch Trubisky over Daniel Jones every single day of the week. I just have never been a big fan of Jones, and I get it. You're not excited about Drew Lock. You really shouldn't be. But if you're going to give up draft capital for Daniel Jones, I'm sorry, that just simply doesn't make any sense. So since we're talking about it, shout out to Coop for making this on the fly. Who's the better quarterback? Drew Lock? Go ahead and type DL. If you want to keep that on the DL, it's between you and me. It's all good. Or if you want to spit on some records, you can go ahead and type DJ for Daniel Jones. Let's go to the next question coming in here from Junior Estrada. Should the Patriots trade for Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf? So if you're asking me which receiver do I think fits better with what the New England Patriots do, I'll probably go ahead and say DK Metcalf because he's just a bigger, more physical receiver. However, whatever team goes out and trades for DK, remember, you're also going to have to go out and pay him, and DK is going to make more money than Tyler Lockett. So the fact that Lockett could end up going there and being a good option for Mac Jones, I would also say whoever's cheaper, and I actually think that Tyler Lockett would be cheaper. All right, NFL teams for Jordan Love with Rodgers' extension. Oh, God. Seattle could actually be a halfway interesting team. I'll throw out a team like the Miami Dolphins, get a backup for Tua. The Atlanta Falcons are intriguing. I think I actually like the idea of doing a Jordan Love destinations type of video. But it also should come down to where does Jordan Love want to go? Does he want to learn behind a team or learn behind somebody else? Or does he want to try to compete for a starting gig? Could the Tampa Bay Buccaneers be a team to keep in mind? Or maybe even the Indianapolis Colts? I don't know. Let's get creative. Let's go to the New York Jets. They definitely want to have the best record. DK and the 9th for the Jets, 4-69 if Seattle wants Willis. So you're saying you're swapping DK Metcalf for the 4th, and then the 9th overall pick for the 69th pick. Man. So technically the Jets have, I feel like this isn't right, though, because it's 4 for DK, then the 9. Yeah, I actually don't understand. Am I crazy here? Because the Jets have the 4th and the 10th overall pick, right? Okay, so you're essentially saying the 4th for DK and then the 9th for the 69th. If that's really what you want to give up, it seems like a lot, but I need to be able to see it in a trade graphic. For whatever reason, this just doesn't make sense to me. So which free agent do you want your team to sign? All right, I like this question. This is kind of like twofold. One, it's who's your favorite team? And 2, who do you want them to go out and get? And I know when we were live, we got a question similar to this earlier, so I'm glad that we put this up on the show. So which free agent do you want your team to go out and sign? Let me know down in the comments.
Roger Moore, best value at wide receiver in free agency and in the NFL draft. Of the early round guys, I think Jameson Williams intrigues me the most, just because I think that there's upside to be had. Potential receiver 1 slides it because of injury. At free agency, can you get a buy low on DJ Chark? I'm not sure you can. If so, then that's a good name there.
If you guys love the NFL draft, if you love free agency, if you love the NFL, then Chat Sports is the channel for you. We got almost 1,000 people watching us live, which is an incredible number. I appreciate y'all. To make sure you don't miss it, though, all of our shows the entire offseason, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, because last time I checked, free's for me. Let's go to Big Chungus. What teams are going to have the best and worst records next year? I still want to see what ends up happening in free agency and the draft, but if I'm a betting man, worst record, Houston Texans. Best record, it pains me to say it, though I might go away from saying the Kansas City Chiefs because now Russell Wilson's in that division, and the division definitely gets a little bit tougher. I'll say the Buffalo Bills to keep in mind, and then the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers. If you guys want to go ahead and bet on March Madness, you can go ahead and do so at BetUS. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily. It's going to get you 125% deposit bonus. What does that mean? It means if you put down $100, you're going to get $125 for free to bet with. Put down $500, get $625 for free. Now, if you want to see the best odds on the top 5 teams to win the tournament this year, Gonzaga's at plus 450, the Wildcats at plus 650, the Duke Blue Devils at plus 1,000, the defending Baylor Bears, defending champ Baylor Bears at plus 1,100. Put your money where your mouth is, chatsports.com/bet. Just use promo code NFL Daily. That way you get hooked up with the best deal on the internet. I hope Duke wins, but I'm probably going to put my money on Gonzaga. Let's go to Pelicans Nola. Who is the most dangerous team that doesn't have a quarterback? The most dangerous team that doesn't have a quarterback, I guess technically the answer right now I'd say is the Indianapolis Colts. They're a playoff caliber team, and they are a quarterback short with getting rid of Carson Wentz. Is there another team out there that I can't really think of right now? Yeah, I'm going to go with Indianapolis off the top of my head.
Who will then be the first QB drafted? Is it Willis? Is it Kenny Pickett? Or Matt Corral? Or somebody else? Let me know in the comments right now. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes, go predict it for me.
Let's go to Popular Nobody. Another super chat. Much love to you, brother. Where do you want some of the top free agents to land? Well, if you know the show, I'm a Raider fan, so I guess I'll say the Las Vegas Raiders. But also, I like drama. I like when some of these guys go to some different teams. I like when it gets mixed up a little bit. So if you want to give me a certain player, like Allen Robinson to me, I think A-Rob, I want him to go to a place where he's going to succeed. I've always been a big fan of him since the day he was coming out of Penn State. But A-Rob, to me, I could see him going to a team like New England. Could see him going to a team like Miami. I know the Raiders would be interested as well. Give me a player, because if I'm being honest, I want every top free agent to go to the Raiders. Like, that's how the truth is.